Protect your guns with the Safe and Vault store. That's the Safe and Vault store. Click the link below right now. A price match guarantee on all of its popular safes. Give them a call today. Free shipping, enter promo code Second Amendment, 2ND Amendment for 10% off your order through the end of the month, into July, and also free shipping. Click the link below right now. That's the Safe and Vault store. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. It's Tuesday, August 4th, 2015. And Obama just loves the children. Everything Obama does is for the children. Just like when he bombs the shit out of a small village in Syria and murders Syrian children, he's doing it for the children. Not in Syria, of course, because those kids are dead. But the ones in America, he's doing it for the children. Just like his clean energy plan that he announced yesterday, which is smashing coal companies like Peabody, with coal companies declaring bankruptcy, going to $1 a share, as is BTU, Peabody. You know, somehow Obama must have the nuclear and natural gas and renewables and the wind and solar companies must have Obama in their back pocket, because there's a huge move against carbon, against coal. Isn't it interesting? He announces this yesterday. Wall Street gets smashed. Oil collapses. Every major Wall Street pundit now who couldn't see the crash in commodities occurring in the first place, nobody warned us about this, keep in mind, now says that oil's going to go to zero pretty much. It's just like we don't need carbon anymore. Did you know that about 40% roughly of all electricity comes from coal? Now, natural gas is taking more and more of this market share as we develop new technology, etc. But again, Obama keeps saying he's doing this for the children. He says it's good for the black community, always playing the race card as well, for us to move to renewables. Even though it's going to raise cost, it's going to raise pricing. You see, coal might be dirty with its emissions, but it's also cheap. And it's cheaper than some of the other alternatives. So this is actually going to raise prices for lower income families, white, black, purple, and polka dot, because it really doesn't matter, but Obama loves to play the race card. He even talked about how when he was in Los Angeles as a kid, coming back from Hawaii, he said, or leaving from Hawaii, that he went out for a run and he couldn't breathe. He said he was going off script at the time. I didn't know he was following a script, and he said it was because of the California smog. And so this renewable energy plan, this new energy plan, is all for the children. And I want to remind you for that, folks, it's all about the children. Also, Obama wanted to let you know that he was very saddened by the loss of Cecil the lion, even though it's legal to poach in Zimbabwe. Somehow the mainstream media decided to highlight that smokescreen story to get the newfound internet activists up in arms. It's amazing how freaking dumb people are. Mark Dice was out in the streets, I think over the weekend, doing Man on the Street, and people were actually saying they were for repealing the Bill of Rights. That's how dumb people are.
Her plan to repeal the Bill of Rights, about time we do that for her?
I think it's a good time to look at it, for sure.
Good time to look at repealing the Bill of Rights for Hillary?
Good time to look at it,
All right.
White people said this, black people said this, older people said this, baby boomers said this, young people said this, pretty girls said this. I mean, they don't even know what the Bill of Rights is. How dumb can people possibly be? And again, this is all about the children, folks. Obama loves the children. It's why he bombs the shit out of foreign nations like Syria and kills children by erroneous drone strike. I mean, hey, it's an accident after all. If, Obama pulls the red button and the trigger and it happens to wipe out kids, infants or toddlers or some school in these Middle Eastern nations, I mean, that's just an accident. But he does do everything for the children. And he does everything for lower middle income families, the Trayvon Martins and the, all those stories that we constantly have jammed down our throat. It's always about these social issues and transgenderism. Obama's also for that. The socialization of America. And as Mark Dice pointed out, Hillary's campaign to repeal the Bill of Rights. Honestly, this country's going down the freaking toilet. In reality, we need coal. We need carbon. Oil's not going out of style. We still need it. All of this is just total and utter manipulation by the powers that be, by Wall Street, to drive prices essentially to zero on the short side so that they can bid prices back up over the long haul. We saw this with the banking system in 2008, 2009. They told us the world was going to come to an end. Well, none of that happened. You know what happened? Trillions of dollars of bailouts were forced down our throats, rammed down the throats of the American people, and now people like Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan Chase, his net worth has doubled. He's now a billionaire. You see, these scumbags, head of Goldman Sachs, head of JP Morgan Chase, have actually become richer since the alleged collapse and end of the world. Now we have the same thing with commodities. Supposedly it's a collapse in commodities. We no longer need carbon. We no longer need oil when there couldn't be anything further from the truth. Yes, there's new technology development. There'll be a move more to natural gas. Natural gas will supersede coal. Some reports and independent estimates already say that it has. But this is just total and utter manipulation. Again, all of this just a total illusion so Wall Street can make money, so the Obama can pitch these programs. Of course, he's in the back pocket of these companies in solar and wind and renewables, etc. He's bought and paid for. That's what's so great about Trump. I mentioned this yesterday. He's self-financed. He doesn't need the scumbag Koch brothers. He doesn't need to blow them to take their hundreds of millions to run a campaign. He's already getting $1 billion worth of free advertising right now. Make America great again, he says. That's something Americans can get behind. You know, there's a reason we have all this illegal immigration, because all these people coming over and jumping over the border, their country sucks, which is why they're coming to the United States. And then they're changing our culture and our society so that we turn into the turd that these people left. Whether or not it's Mexico or any other country and any other immigrant. They're obviously leaving for a reason, because they're coming to a country that has been dominant, that has been the dominant superpower for hundreds of years. And now it's going into the friggin' toilet because of all these socialized programs and this political correctness and all this work Obama's doing for the children. And now he's attacking the coal industry. You know, I bet coal will actually become much more revitalized during and throughout the next economic shock, the next collapse. You think anyone's going to care about renewables when the Dow's trading at 2,000? You think anybody's going to care about wind or solar when the stock market proceeds to lose 80% of its value once again in the not too distant future? You think people will just be jumping on the bandwagon? People won't give a shit where they're getting their energy from, where they're getting their electricity from. They won't give a shit about carbon emissions into the atmosphere. But they do now, because again, Obama's in the back pocket of these bigwigs, these corporatists. He's bought and paid for it. He's owned. But Trump is an owner. He's not owned really by anyone. He is the capitalist entrepreneur. He is trying to make America great again. He is creating excitement in the United States. And these are all positives for the USA. Jump on the bandwagon, folks. Let's take this country back. Make America great again. Hard hitting it in your face. I'm Christopher Green. Click the link below to support our sponsor.